Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning. Hope you had a wonderful weekend this weekend and got a big week planned as we inch closer to the Thanksgiving celebration. In the meantime, if you want to follow along, join me in the book of Genesis, chapter number 1, beginning in verse 14. And we will look there and continue in the story of creation. Verse 14 says that God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens to separate them from the day and the night. Let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night and the stars. And God set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light on the earth, to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and there was evening, and there was morning the fourth day. This is an interesting passage. Just by experience, by the fact of going to school, that a lot has been said, written, lectures given about the stars, about astronomy, the moon, the sun, NASA, space shuttles, moon launches, all those kinds of things. And the Bible never attempts at any point from beginning to end to be a science book. It doesn't attempt to tell us, give us full and complete accounting and details of everything that is in the heavens. However, when it does speak on matters of science, and those matters are investigated, it is time and time again proven that the Bible is precisely perfectly correct, that it is lined up completely. For example, here in verse 16 it says, "God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night." Well, how would Moses know that the sun was bigger than the moon? Because to look up into the sky, if you've ever, and this time of year, the big harvest moon, when one would look up at the sky, they would assume that the moon is larger. We know now that the moon is closer to the earth than the sun, but again, Moses wouldn't have known that. But he got that. He knew, God revealed to him that the sun was bigger than the moon. But Moses, just looking up, would have thought the opposite of that situation. And so he establishes here light, darkness, stars, moon, and the question comes, the other question about this passage comes, wait a minute, hadn't God already created light? Didn't he create light on the very first day? But he said, "Let there be light." And somebody said, "Well, what's it talking about?" And there is question there, but simply put, the answer that most people give you is that God himself was the light, just as the Bible declares. But at this point, he turns that job over, that responsibility over, to the sun, the moon, the stars, and gives them their roles, gives them their jobs to do, and we now know that the moon controls the tide. We know how man navigates by the stars. We know our seasons, all those things that were controlled and are revealed to man by the sun, the moon, the stars. And just again, what as you really walk through creation and you look at it, and I'm not even doing it justice. Again, I would recommend to you, highly recommend. It can be a little lengthy reading, but there's a book called The Genesis Record. It's written by a man named Henry Morris, and he looks scientifically at creation. Now, I say look scientifically. Let me tell you, it's not full of great big science words and all that that you have to, have a PhD in astronomy or whatever to understand. But he just looks at creation and shows us how it does, how creation actually fits science, or science fits creation, however you want to say it. But again, as I walk through creation here, just detail by detail, I just am continually overwhelmed at how every little detail God puts out there that He has created, He did to make our life better. Think about it. Without the stars to navigate by in days gone by, without the stars and the moon, can you imagine? And probably all of us have seen those situations where because of the positioning there was no moon, because of the clouds there were no stars showing in the sky, the darkness that would swallow us up practically in the night. Imagine life again with no sun. Imagine I don't guess we can figure out what would happen if it wasn't for the moon and the tides. But everything God just keeps doing, just over and over again, just little things like the stars, the moon, these things, saying, I care about man. I want to make life for man as good as I possibly can. I don't know about you, but that's pretty overwhelming to think that God cares about His creation, man, that much. You think about that today. Have a good one. We'll see you.